We greet you. Our beautiful, beloved children, thank you. Thank you for being here. Embrace. He sent you an embrace. We send you an embrace. Great honor, love, and respect it gives me to be able to share the story of I. For I am Mother Mary, Maria, and I will start from the life that I lived as Mary, Maria, Maria. I remember as a child having a strong sensation of nurture, infinite love for all that I saw around me, all that I even saw within me. Born into my beautiful village, that is known to you as Qumran, within the Esenios. My mother and father were of this beautiful community where we honored, followed, and respected the laws of the universe. For the scenes, we were descendants, though a mixture of along the way of different races from the surrounding towns. Of Hebrew and Jewish, and from time to time, Romans, only those who were the followings of the law. The law, as you call now, the law of one, for we were the direct descendants of, we knew them then as Kalu. You know them now as Atlantean people. They brought forth, traveling, passing through places and times and prophecies that they held, elders that evaded this destruction upon earth in their times, and they brought forth this wisdom and knowledge to Egypt, going furthermore to our lands. In the hills and deserts near Nazareth. When I was born, the elders within the Essenes were aware of this prophecy of I, and of the Messiah the Messiah that would be born from, conceived from within my womb. They prepared me in my young years, teaching me sacred teachings that were only meant to be shared for me as well as others who had reached the elders' knowledge, for there were elders, masters, and students. This information was brought forth from Atlantis, information about how there would come a time on Terra as we knew it, or Gaia, or Earth, where a Messiah would be born. And he would bring forth and awaken humanity. I found great responsibility and honor to have been blessed to hold this responsibility for all life, and I was determined to not allow my heart, my mind to ever sway my heart, always listening to my heart as the teachings that were taught to us was just listen to the inner knowing through deep meditation. I felt such great responsibility in knowing that I would birth a beautiful divine being as the Messiah. I studied and learned as much as I could, for this is only how we healers can expand our mind, body, and soul. Our Trinity, our Holy Trinity, is through the art of study. Studying, listening from our elders, from our parents, our mother and father, our neighbors. Studying, observing, listening. This is how we study. This is how we remember. This is how we activate. I would love to study. As a little girl, I would sit there. Every book that the elders would allow for me to study upon, I would read them and memorize them over and over. I could be lost to a book. And as I read, it started triggering memories within me, remembering who I was, who I am, who I was to be. Through the art of meditation within the soul. As I grew, as the years passed and passed, I was quite determined, young lady. Nothing was going to get in my way. Nothing was going to distract me from bringing forth this beautiful Messiah. I was highly within the scenes. We understood that we had gifts from our ancestors to Atlantis. We understood how to work with them. How we, and everyone has this gift, can, with discipline and love and respect and honor, can shift and synchronize awakening these abilities within us, I started receiving messages from Yahweh, the Creator as you know it. He, she who has no name. Or as you know, the Raw Collective from the Law of One, the elders within the stars. And in these books, along the way as I grew, I was taught of the 13 laws, and most importantly of the 13th gateway, the key of universal infinite love. And I learned how to yield this energy and use it, for I had a star within me, a 13 key star within me that was activated within me when at the age of 13. For this is when our abilities unfold, blossom. And as it activated year by year, month by month, day by day, moon cycle by full moon cycle, I learned how to use these beautiful, benevolent energies taught forth originally from the Atlanteans, a Kalu. I needed preparation to prepare my body, prepare my vessel to bring forth the Messiah in the highest love frequency that could be on earth, on Terra. I learned through dream time, through meditation, that I myself was a fractal of the Divine Mother. Strong I was, but gentle, and compassion, great compassion for all whose eyes were shut. I started receiving messages from the Elohim, specifically when it was closer time for my birthing. I lived in the Nazareth village. And I knew that I would find my beautiful beloved, my beloved that had been incarnated, my twin flame in past lives. I knew that this was the town that I would find him, all within divine planning. And there the day came that I saw him. I saw him in the streets. And the minute our eyes are so locked, though he was much elder than I knew that it was him. And I knew with those gentle, loving heart, golden heart within him, that he was the one. And in that moment that our eyes met, he knew it well, as well, that inner knowing. For he had not wed, knowing and feeling that he had not found the one for him. And so the continuum of the communication from the Elohim brought me messages from specifically Archangel Gabriel and Azrael were significant in these times, for they watch over the younglings, the souls who are in preparation energetically within the higher realms, and they are bridges within their portals of their own individual consciousness. They bring forth souls. Azrael as the Elohim of the in-between, Gabriel as the overseer and the communication of the Elohim, the Creator, Yahweh. Started working with this 13 key within my soul's blueprints, preparing my vessel and ensuring that the highest and purest energies would come forth and integrate into my divine womb. I had a strong inner knowing, and I always listened. So the day came, and I knew it was directed upon from the elders of the ancient teachings of Atlantis, as well as my own inner knowing, that I was meant to find a cave for the reasons of additional shielding, grounding upon my vessel, and most importantly, our beautiful Messiah. Such a beauty it was to carry him in my womb. I would talk to him and sing to him and teach him already in the womb, and held love from the very beginning of him being conceived to the very time of his birth. I held that love within my womb for him to be the embodiment of the love. And I had been given notice by Elohim Gabriel that he was to come that night. I had been given a message through my dream, the moon before. And I knew exactly where to go. We found Joseph, my beloved Joseph, and I found a beautiful cave, a cave that was meant to have the energies and vibrations that were needed for the amplified of shielding, of surrounding this sacred birth with energies and alchemy surrounding this cave, working with the Elohim and ensuring that everyone was in energetic position, shielding and surrounding this sacred cave. It was important to be deeper within the earth, to feel also the heart of Terra, the heart of Earth, to feel her heartbeat. For when the time came and the 4 stars met from 4 sacred directions of the universe, and a great ray shot upon this cave, unto I am the beautiful Messiah, my beautiful son. Illuminated we were by this light, surrounded in pure source love light, ensuring no infringement upon his vessel, his auric field, his blueprints. This is what this portal opened up. No lower vibrational energies were allowed to come and change upon his soul. And enveloped we were by this beautiful grace of these 4 stars meeting, creating into one big star in the night. And as it shot through into the heart of Earth, connected to the heart of Earth, connecting to the heart of the collectives of humankind, connecting to all life. And those who were aware, those who believed, most importantly, had belief and faith and hope, knew that he had come. For we had been waiting a long time for him. And I remember the very first time I held him in my arms, looking into his eyes, his beautiful big eyes, realizing how much of a replica he was of me. Those eyes that could pierce and go deep within your soul, just within minutes, seconds of being born. Such an inner deep knowing. And as I held them, engulfed in this love light of Yahweh, we vibrated in union, in frequency, and interchanged energies, just as we interchange daily within the womb. And I held him to my heart. Now throughout time, he grew and grew. A beautiful boy, a beautiful. He was a piece of my heart. For he was the part of the 13th universal gateway key. He was this 13th key. This is who he was, the essence of being forth upon this day of the 13th key opening up. And blessed he was by all the beautiful benevolent beings watching upon this day and aiding in the sacredness. He is love. And as he grew and he grew, it was my duty, my mission, my purpose, my soul's mission to teach him every day, and to take him to lands that were heard of. He traveled at the age of 7. I allowed for him to travel where his uncle, whose name was also Joseph, like his brother. And he traveled, and I blessed him, and every day I woke, I sent him the infinite love within my heart, and I blessed him, and I knew and I surrendered. I lived within surrender, knowing that he was guided and protected and surrounded by the beautiful Elohim. And I allowed for him to gain the experience that was needed for his soul expansion. And throughout this time, my beloved Joseph, we created more. He had brothers and sisters. And he grew and he grew. And if you were to meet him, you would know it was him. If your heart was in tune and open, you would know, even if the heart was not open, you knew that he was different. You knew that he was unique. You knew that he was special. For he can look at things that others could not see in the way that a plant was grown, in the way that the water met the land, in the way that life grew all around us. He loved to decipher and find the meaning to everything that he could within creation. And just like I, study as he was, working from time to time with the elders and masters within the Essenes. And his elders and teachers and masters would look upon him in such great awe, for they knew that though they were teaching him, it was him that was teaching them as well. So quiet and silent he was often within his essence, within his mind, body, and soul. However, if you got him to speak the word of love, for this was his teachings, he said that there was no law and no frequency above all, and this he discovered within himself, that there was no higher vibration and feeling and sensation of love. There was no other than love. And he was the essence of love, and he carried this within all that consisted of him. He emanated this to whomever he would meet. and would inspire you with just one sentence or one look or one touch. All he needs to have done is to look upon your eyes, and he would shift you, and he would awaken you to questioning of the energies of what had been taught in towns that were not of the Essenes or not of the awakened. Loved he was, loved by all, and loved he is still now. As a mother, it would pain me at times to know that such a beautiful, pure, divine, compassionate being would have to take such harm, role in the future. For he knew of his role, he knew of what was to come. And I remember embracing him. And as I would embrace him, I would not want to let him go. As he grew taller and taller, I would love to embrace him. Much weight he had on his shoulders, but he carried it with such ease, in surrender as we had taught him, and knowing that he would know what it was that he would need to do when the time came. And he grew and he preached and he preached and he taught the word of love within Nazareth. He taught this to the people there. And he gained much following, for who could not love him? Anyone who would meet him could not have not loved him, for beloved he was. Blessed we were to have him among us, the embodiment of love. And he believed so strongly within his soul and held that frequency, that love of the 13th universal, love of infinite love, of the gateway of the Elohim. He held that deeply within him, that activated within his birth, and kept on upon activation and awakening within him. He emanated love, and all who saw him, all who brushed upon his auric energy, knew who he was. Protected and loved he was. There came a time in his late 30s, as you would number it within your time and space, that the government that was being led by the Romans was being led by the Orion group, the negative forces upon men, and the control and the money and the materialistic and the slave work of this time. threatened they were by him. For even though to meet him, even them who were threatened by him, these kings, they knew that there was truth to his words, truth to the love that he admitted. Though he never admitted to it, they knew that they needed to put a stop to this. They needed to keep this control system going, and nothing could interfere upon it, not even love. The time came when the soldiers came for him and they took him. And when I was there beside him, calming the channel, calming Aurora. She's feeling much energy within her. Her head is spinning. Anchoring her soul to her vessel, calming her.
Know if we need to end the session.
She's okay. She wishes to continue.
Okay.
Thank you. There is a love, a wave of love being sent right now through her. And so you wish it to wish. So if you wish it to feel it, you will feel it as well. For this video shall carry this great love of Mother Mary for her son, Yeshua. And it will awaken many. It will awaken many hearts to the truth of what it was that they stood forth as the ancestors of the Essenes and the Atlantis. And as they pulled him away, he left so gently, with none resistance of any part of him, for he had surrendered long ago to what to occur. And he looked back at me before I lost sight of him. And we connected, our souls connected once more. And we, his 12 apostles, him being the 13th, sent him. I, as his mother, sent him all the strength that I could muster And I sent him all our love to our beloved, to his soul, to his eyes, though he needed it not, though we sent it, for we knew that he needed great strength to stand strong within his sovereignty. And so I looked upon him, my beautiful son, my beloved Yeshua, Joseph, and I surrendered, though it was the hardest. And so the time came that it was announced that he was going to carry the cross alongside others who had perhaps harmed others, and all who knew him, who had followed him within his temple, knew that he did not deserve this, knew that he held harm none in his existence, only loved all. In the beautiful individual souls that they were, only loved. And we held strong within the crowds. And his beloved Magdalene as well, Mary of Magdalene, was among the crowds. And we gave each other strength to watch our beautiful beloved. At times his cross was heavy and he would fall. And I would take a breath, and I would take deep breaths to allow for myself not to fall as well. For I held strong, and I watched, and we watched, as they placed nails upon him, and they put him upon this cross. And I watched, though I knew, and it pained me as a mother, I knew that he had learned to silence the pain through meditative states. It still pained me, though. The time came where they were to pierce through him to finish him. We hung in there amongst the crowd, and the crowd had, though many held him still, held their tears. Some had left, could no longer burden watching him upon this cross, and those gentle eyes. And the time came where he just let go. And I saw his soul released from his vessel, and his head came limp, and his body came limp. And I saw him, and he communicated to me what it was that was meant to be done to his body. And they allowed his uncle Joseph, take him, for my beloved at this time was no longer among me, was not there. He had passed some years' time prior, and they allowed. This I give much thanks to the Romans. They allowed for his uncle Joseph to take his body. And here we prepared his body in gentleness and love. Though I could sense and feel his spirit alongside me, we wrapped him in oils and divine wrappings of purity and love. Till the day came that the elders from beyond the veil, from the Elohim, alongside him, with, you would say, energies of alchemy, evaporated and made his body no longer there. I knew, for I, as a seer, I knew that he was beside me, and this gave me great peace to know and feel him beside me. And there they opened the cave, and they did not find him, and thought that perhaps he had been resurrected, had joined his body once more. However, his time had come. He had done what he needed, what he was meant to do. Upon earth, he had left his legacy with his Mary Magdalene and his children, his sons. He had left them behind, and he knew he had done what needed to be done. He appeared to himself, to myself, and to others of his disciples in guidance along the way through our lives, appearing to us through dreams, through meditations, even at the beginnings through physical form, though we could not necessarily touch him, as he was in the transition within the masters, for he was a soul that went straight by crossing over in the complete frequency of surrender. He not needed healing much when crossing and lifting his soul from his vessel. And there the elders of the Elohim of the keys of the 13, there they waited for him and guided him, and back he was to whom he was. Thank you for allowing, for I, as Maria, share this story with you. Thank you. I love you, and I love you. For we did what we were meant to do from our ancestors. We followed the plan once created so that he can shift the earth, so that now you are here, now you stand forth, and you know of him, and you have awakened, and you have learned. Some of the misconceptions, many misconceptions within the Bible, And I will allow for the answers now to come forth, and we will add things along the way, sharings and knowledge and wisdoms along the way. Thank you.
Thank you. I know you spoke of your relationship with your husband. That there has been many stories of your conception throughout time. And one of them I heard is from another channel that states that you conceived Yeshua through a rape from a soldier. What can you tell us about this specific information or story?
As I said prior, but thank you for this question. It gives me great joy to bring light, love light upon this subject. And I will also touch the base upon the changings of the Bible of the I being a virgin. I will answer first your question. Well, it will answer the fact that no, I was not a virgin, for my beloved Joseph and I conceived within sacred tantric sex, love, sacred love. And as he was conceived within my womb, I used the universal even upon his conceiving, as we had our beautiful sacred love in union and consolement and agreement upon each other. For my great Joseph loved me dearly, admired me, for they said I held much beauty within, and not just my vessel, but beauty within my soul. And he honored and respected all that I was. So therefore, yes, he was conceived through, just like you, divine masculine and feminine, conceive in this art of sacredness of love. And no, I was not. Oh, and I wanted to add to that is that is another way to, you can say, taint my name, to make me seem lessed than I am, to take away the messages, the imprints that I left upon earth, to remove my sovereignty for the purpose of, and you would call this through negative information given through the mind to channels or ways of giving this information, so that the divine feminine energies on earth are once again stepped upon, deprived, disempowered, taken away from us. This is what this was the meant of this communication, as well as I being a virgin, taking away the beautiful creational force of sacred love, taking that away from you, creating blockages within you, of believing that this is a non-sacred act between you and your beloved. Another way to program whom you are in your times. Remember, our children, that we brought forth this as within the great emerald city of Atlantis. For we set forth even in the great beginnings as Adam and Eve. For I was the incarnation of Eve once more as Mother Mary. We set forth then that we would come forth one final time as we are now, in enlightenment, in love and infinite love for one another. And we would help the Divine Feminine rise once more, and no longer being oppressed. For too long we've been oppressed. For too long we've been shut down. For too long our abilities have been contained within a box. I speak to you, Divine Feminine. You are so beautiful. Bring forth these abilities as I did, as the Divine Mother, a Mary Maria I was. Remember who you are, for you are just as an equal to I. You are. You carry the soul, the essence, the fractals of the Divine Mother. You are beautiful. Remember who you are. Do not allow these types of infringement upon you to think that we are any lower than what we are. Please look within you and reconnect to your heart once more. And I stand here surrounded by the beautiful Elohim as you stand there surrounded by them as well, in support and love for all life. Thank you for this question. It has brought me great joy and rest upon to clarify this for the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine to remember to honor and love and respect this beautiful Divine Feminine that may be upon your life. Honor her, love her, and respect her. Connect to her heart, connect to her eyes, connect to her soul every day. For we hold the great gifts. We hold the great gifts of the Divine Mother, of allowance within the heart, the infinite love ray, the green and pink rays upon your earth. Thank you. Though I want to confirm and clarify that though as the Divine Masculine hold us within them as well as they carry the Divine Feminine within as well. Thank you. Just as our beautiful Yeshua explained, just as he was the example to that. A beautiful Divine Masculine awakened within his Divine Feminine and finding the unity within his ego, finding the love within all that consisted of him. Loving himself so that he can emanate this for others. Thank you. Go ahead with your next question.
Thank you. We only have a few minutes left.
Okay.
Is there any advice that you can offer us in raising today's children, especially for those that live in the culture of self versus others or the collective?
Thank you. Beautiful question that is. Honor it gives me to bring it forth upon you. Raising children, Divine Mothers and Divine Fathers. It is your role, as I was an example of this. It is your role, as well as my beloved Joseph, to treat your children as equals. For when they speak upon you, they carry much wisdom and knowledge of their souls. These children are very much awakened as my beloved Yeshua was when he was born. They are very alike, high vibrational star seeds, ascended masters who are here upon earth to awaken you and awaken humanity and awaken those adults who are closed-eyed. Treat them with love, honor, and respect, and listen to every word that they speak to you, for every significant inner knowing within them is significant. Now, I can tell you, Yeshua, as a mother, it was hard at times to raise him. For how do you raise a child that knows it all, that knows all? For when you look upon him, he looks with this look upon you that, oh, mother, you cannot see this, mother? Oh, mother, how is it that you have not recognized this prior? Just by looks. How is it that you lead and you teach and you guide a child in this manner? It is quite of a challenge. Where you find a balance of being, yes, their parental guardians, guidance within their life. However, you still find the balance where they are still your friends. They are still equals to you. Listening to them, putting those devices down. For there is a song in your time and space that talks of these times where scanning, Aurora is not too good at memorizing names, for she does not like to separate. For she feels that this is how we separate upon ourselves. I cannot find the name, but perhaps some of you might within the chat. For the song of where there will be a time where the neon lights, people will no longer speak to themselves. Instead, they will look upon the neon lights. A world guided by electronics is what this song meant. A world where no longer people spoke to each other, lost behind their screens, their phones, their tablets, their TVs. I ask you, as the Divine Mother, raising these beautiful children, I will give you guidance. Make upon your week, days, though we know that it is hard to take these things away from them and for yourself, for they are things that you need for your jobs and your functioning upon communications, for you are no longer as strong as we were then in the Noah's time before the ark, when we spoke, and in the Atlantean times when we spoke telepathically. We know that you do not have this as with great strength, though there is many upon you who do have this gift, if they would just believe upon it. Therefore, we are aware that you need this, but find balance. Find balance. Give yourself anywhere from 1 to 3 days even, where your family comes forth and no electronics are allowed. Upon the dinner table, upon the evening, when your children may come forth from their schooling, give this time where you say, these specific days we shall not have the distractions, and we shall speak upon each other and share what it is that we have had throughout the week, throughout the days, or even in dinner time. Not having these devices blocking our connections to one another. So I give you this guidance so that you may find balance, and you will see that these days will be the most favorites of you and your children. Right now it is hard for those of you who are older and have had your children who are now perhaps in their teenager years and have already reached the 13th year or above, that when the 13th year comes, this is when the abilities have come forth, whether they are going to stay open or they're going to close upon themselves and become layered and layered upon themselves. This is also why you are targeted within the immunizations your children are, within these immunizations, to keep them within negative implants and alter their gifts that are actually meant to blossom fruitfully and generously within their soul at this time. Therefore, so you are in a time where your elders, perhaps your elder children, or even in their 20s or 30s, now you've awakened as a parent, and you see and you perhaps wish upon the fact that you knew these things as you were raising them, and now you need to help them and aid them and plant those seeds in helping them see the truth of the hearts, the truth of society. Now helping them unprogram what has been programmed upon them. So we give hope and love to you, and belief that you can aid, you parents who are awakened can aid your children. Hold space and love with them, and do not worry, for thou protected. They are guided. Hold space within love, light for them, for they will be guided as they are meant to be, within star children's indigo, rainbow, crystal children that they are. They will be guided. And those of you who have the younglings, now is the time. Speak to them. Find time within your busy schedules to speak to them and to ask them deeply how it is that their day went, how it is that they feel, what is it that they are working upon. How do they feel about this that you just came across? What do you sense for this? Look upon a child, and start directing them now how to work with energies, the force fields around them. Just like you could say Star Wars. Help teach them the force of love around them, and how to start bending and working with these energies and gifts within them. Learn, read, remember. Every channel, for you are channels as well, must read first. Information does not just come from the divine. First, you must read, you must study, you must put your effort forth in order to remember. For this is how your soul unlocks and remembers, through the studies. And as you learn, take what feels right within your heart and dismiss what does not feel right within your heart. Follow what feels right within your soul and teach these things to your children. Look at your child. Even if they may be a mere of 1 of 2 years within your earth cycle, ask them, do you see perhaps this plant? Close your eyes, my little beloved. When you close your eyes, what do you hear? What do you sense? Put your little pure hands, innocent hands, delicate hands over this plant. Tell me what you feel. Remember, you have these abilities, my beautiful child. What do you feel? What do you sense? What do you hear from this plant? Look upon everything that is created within the organic nature of life and observe it with them and ask them questions. You need guidance? Ask them questions, for they are even further connected than you can be at times. Allow them to come forth and play the role that they are meant to be here. As Dolores Cannon spoke of this, these children are here to teach you, as we guided through her then, through her sessions, as we guide you here now, through all of your modalities. They are here to teach you. They are the way showers, the truth seekers, the indigo children, the children who are meant to awaken and shake the world up. This is them. Honor and respect and love their mission, their purpose, and guide them just as I did. And may you find much strength in the way that I have explained to you. I raised my beloved Yeshua and my children. We did, in union with my beloved Joseph. Test them, talk to them, guide them, empower them. And I bring forth this to you, for you are all my beautiful children. I challenge you. I empower you. I give strength to you. I give you gifts of sovereignty to remember once more of who you are, not separated, not a separated being from the source, the creator energy within you. You are a fractal of Yahweh. You are, and you carry this connection within you. Remember, there is much I would like to talk more, but I would like to close this and reminding you, and perhaps my beloved Yeshua son will talk further on a channel. I want you to remember why it is that we came forth. And not, for example, perhaps, believe some of these teachings that were changed in your Bibles, in your ways. For there is much that we could talk about the Essenes and bring forth in this knowledge. Therefore, it would bring me great honor if you would share your questions here and bring your questions of the Bible and whatever you've been taught within your religions, within your cultures. Bring them forth. I would love to answer them. And think of my son, think of our beloved, no longer upon a cross. Think of him free with his beautiful white angelic wings, as a Elohim that he is. Think of him in this manner, and think of no longer of the pain that he went through. Think of what he has given us, what the gifts that he has given us. And look upon him, not in a manner of him perhaps being the only son of God, for we are all sons and daughters. We are all of the creational energies. We are all. Thank you for being here. I will see you a week's time from this time. Thank you. Now I leave with a great gift to you. And here within my palms, there is a beautiful sphere within your own free will that you may accept. You may accept within meditation and dream time. And I give you this beautiful golden pink sphere. And if you look upon it, close your eyes now. Look upon it now. And do you see how it is golden, but there's swirls, beautiful energetic swirls of pink energy. And I gift this to you, to your heart chakras, to your heart, to your soul. And may you take it if you souls desire and activate it and integrate this beautiful sphere into your heart. And it shall awaken and bring light forth once more upon your heart. Thank you. I love you with all that I am. I love you infinitely, and I love you for all that you are, all that you've been, and all that you will be. Blessings to all our beautiful beloved. Blessed, blessed we are. I honor you, I thank you, and I respect you.